Welcome back, everybody, and today we're taking a look at the fourth film in the Jackie Chan's Breakout Hits box set from Arrow Video. And like all the other films, this is on 4K, and it is 1996's Police Story 4 First Strike, also known just as First Strike in some markets. And yeah, this is the second film in this box set, directed by Stanley Tong Wai Lai, who also did Rumble in the Bronx, which was the second film in the box set. And it is an action film, and depending on which version you choose, you've either got a 107-minute version or an 84-minute version. So yeah, that drastically reduces obviously the running time and the plot there. But nonetheless, alongside Jackie Chan, you got the likes of Jackson Lee, who was in the likes of the Last Blood and Fist of Legend, and Bill Tung Bao also returns as he was in Rumble in the Bronx. So Hong Kong cop Chan Kui returns, working for Interpol to track down and arrest an illegal weapons dealer. Chan, however, later realizes that things are not as simple as they appear and soon finds himself a pawn of an organization posing as Russian intelligence. So, although this is still my least favorite of the four films I've now seen in the Police Story series, as I find the previous three to be really rather quite good, I did still nonetheless find myself enjoying this somewhat more than I have done before. That said, despite any of the positives this has, it does struggle to be much more than a knockoff of the James Bond series. Yeah, with all of its gadgetry, and it's even got ski chase scene with snowmobiles and ski and normal skis. There's even a bit of snowboarding there as well. So yeah, there are scenes in here that do feel like they've just been lifted from Bond films, but through the lens of a Hong Kong action film, which isn't awful idea, but I just wish it had a bit more of its own identity. Thankfully, though, the action is still good with plenty of impressive stunts, which is par for the course for a Jackie Chan film of this era. There are several laughs, the pacing is on point, the production is solid, the cast is effective, with Chan once again being charismatic, and it is overall an engaging effort. But yeah, I was hoping I'd end up enjoying this more than I have done in the past, uh, by a great deal. But even though I have enjoyed it a little bit more, not enough to really bump up its score that I've given it in the before. So it's going to stay a 3 out of 5, unfortunately. Not awful by any means. It is still an entertaining effort, but yeah, it's just it just doesn't work as well as it could do. And like I said, it really does struggle to have its own kind of identity at the end of the day. Whereas the previous three had impressive stunts like this one, but didn't feel like they were knocking off any other kind of film. So yeah, and it gets even worse as well because some of the score also sounds like a James Bond film. And there's a particular scene with a shark that is obviously quite clearly ripping off the Jaws theme. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's intentional to be like kind of a parody of the Bond series or anything like that, but it just doesn't feel like its own thing, unfortunately. But that said, the 4K is impressive, and we do have two discs with this release as well. So we have the Hong Kong cut on the first disc, which is the 107-minute version, and then the international cut on the second disc, which is the 84-minute version. So yeah, I can't imagine the international cut is any good at all, considering that's a drastic reduction in running time of 23 minutes. I can't imagine where you'd cut such a large proportion of the film out from, quite frankly. But yeah, let's nonetheless look at the very handy book that we've looked at before to see about the different versions, which is very helpful in terms of working out what is the difference. So it was released in its full-length version in Asia as the fourth part of Chan's most successful franchise. The full-length Hong Kong cut of First Strike comes here with two audio options: the Sync Sound stereo audio, and which features the original voices of the cast speaking in Cantonese, Mandarin, English, Russian, and Ukrainian throughout, and a fully Mandarin language stereo track in which all the characters are overdubbed, regardless of nationality, including Jackie Chan dubbing himself. The Police Story connection was entirely dropped when New Line Cinema re-edited the film for international distribution as Jackie Chan's First Strike, removing the full 23 minutes from the footage. Uh, Commissioned another new score by J. Peter Robinson, who rescored the previous films that have had that New Line Cinema involvement, and a new English dub track with Jackie Chan performing his own dialogue. Some scenes from the Hong Kong cut were reinstated for new dubbing for the US network television version, and are included on this disc as bonus features, but are not included in the main feature itself. So yeah, bit of a shame though that they felt they need to cut it down so much, because I can't really see where you would cut it down, unfortunately. But nonetheless, you do have the audio options that are different for each of the discs. And yeah, the audio for the international cut, by the way, is the original English dub, loss of stereo, and DTS HDMA 5.1 surround audio. So the audio might well sound better, but I don't imagine it's the better version to go for in terms of the film itself. And on the Hong Kong cut disc, you've also got a English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, and just English subtitles for the non-English language parts of the soundtrack. Brand new audio commentary by martial arts cinema experts Frank Yang and FJ DeSanto. Breakout Part 4, a new featurette in which critics David West and James Mudge look back at the film, Texas outtakes, and an image gallery. Then on the international cut disc, you've also got optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, as well as Striking Back, a new interview with Frank Yang, and then scenes added for the US network TV version with dubbing unique to this version, and then the US trailer as well. And we've also got, again, new artwork by, I keep forgetting his name, Tom Ralston. Really, really like the artwork, to be honest. I wish all of these new artworks had a poster, to be honest. And then we've got the original artwork, which, as you can see, is somewhat similar. Just got a little bit more colour to it, I guess you could say. Doesn't have the shark on this poster on this version, though. I have seen a version where there's a shark shooting along where that missile is, or plane, or whatever it is. But yeah, still a really, really nice new artwork. I've liked the artwork for all of these, or should I say, the new artwork for all of these releases on this box set. So yeah, but nonetheless, that is Police Story 4 First Strike. Not my favourite film in this box set that I've seen so far. But who knows? Maybe I'll come around to it at some point in the future. But personally, the first three are much better, and thankfully we also have them on 4K as well. I'd say the first film is probably the best of the bunch that I've seen so far. But yeah, looking forward to seeing more of the Police Story films. There is a new Police Story which came out in the early 2000s, which I'm really looking forward to seeing, especially since it's done by one of the directors in this box set as well, I believe. But nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you have seen Police Story 4 First Strike, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.